Hi everyone, my name is Tina. Welcome to my first junk journaling video. I've been journaling for a really long time, but my process each and every time is still to collect all of my materials throughout the month and then take a step back and look at what theme kind of comes out from it. I also don't ever really come in with a plan, I just kind of go with the flow. One thing that I really appreciate about junk journaling is it lets us take a step back and just appreciate the moments that we've had and just find joy in all the mundane everyday things that we have been doing. So an example of that is I love taking baths when the weather is colder, and I got this message off of a bath bomb purchase that I got from Lush. I really enjoy their bath bombs, but I also thought this messaging was so wholesome and I wanted to channel that energy for the future. So I pasted it pretty front and center of my spread. This month I had a standout flavor. I was relying a lot on Earl Grey. I think maybe it's because the weather has been really cold and overcast outside, so I've been leaning in with these tea flavors. I've been using Earl Grey in these oatmeal bars that I've been baking, and I've also been incorporating them into my coffee. I've been drinking a lot of Dirty London Fogs. So this big piece of paper is actually from purchasing this tripod that I'm using to make this video. Thought it would be nice to put it in there because it marks a milestone in my journey as a content creator, as a very new content creator. I liked how it was crinkled. I felt like it gave it a more organic look, a little bit of wabi-sabi, if you will, not too perfect in this journal. So decided to put this in this bottom left corner to balance out with the top right corner of the spread. So I have these fortunes from a dinner that I got with some of my friends and my husband. We got together to watch a movie because I have this goal for myself to finish up a bunch of movies before I start my next life milestone. I have this really weird gap of knowledge when it comes to classic movies. It's always the sort of movies where everyone has seen them already and everyone has loved them, and somehow I just missed it. And so it's become one of my favorite icebreakers because it kind of astounds others when they've learned that I haven't seen really classic movies like The Matrix or The Godfather or Casablanca. I haven't even seen Weekend at Bernie's yet, and I know it's been referenced in so many TV shows and etc. Honestly, if you have any other movie recommendations for me, I'd really appreciate them if you've gotten this far into this video. So if you've seen anything that I've made so far, you know that I really love drawing things that are nature inspired or nature themed, and particularly I do enjoy drawing flowers a lot. I think they're fun doodles that add a lot of joy to anything really. So being very on brand for me, I decided to draw another flower into this spread. So I got this dining passport from a restaurant that my husband and I went to celebrate our anniversary. I also wanted to incorporate this image here because of the strong red color, which goes well with this theme that I've got going on. I also wanted to commemorate our lives together in Utah. We moved here not too long ago, and so we're still getting into the swing of things here, but so far have been really loving our new lives out here. We really enjoy the nature and how beautiful the mountains are. So this is also from another page in that dining passport. I really liked the color scheme and thought it would be cute as circles in the journal. So I cut them out with these circle cutters that I've had stashed in my crafting closet and stuck them into that corner to fill out some space. And again, I love drawing flowers, so I decided to add more onto this right side header space. I wanted to fill out more of that negative space and decided flowers were the way to do it. I particularly love doodling with the Micron 0.35 millimeter pens. They're my favorite because I found them to be the most streak free when I use other markers or highlighters over top. Lately, I have been using these friction highlighters to go over my ink liner. I really like those highlighters because they're erasable to a certain extent, which is nice because I make mistakes. I have also been using these Ohuhu water-based markers that I got recently. I got them off of Amazon, and luckily they had a like new purchase option that I could get. So I got 100 markers for about, I want to say $17, which honestly is a steal. Finishing these off with some green so that the leaves are polished off. At the end of this, I felt like they looked like a bunch of poinsettias, which were fun. I also didn't consider the fact that the paper was brown, so it ended up making all the ink look darker. This stamp set I got off of Amazon and I use it all the time. It's one of my crafting staples. I don't particularly think that my penmanship is that strong, so when it comes to headers, I tend to defer to things like stencils or stamps to create these headers. Sometimes I'll even print them out using a font that I really like, but just quickly stamping in Junk Journal as a header for this spread. Recently, a Molly Tea opened up in our area, which I'm really excited about. They gave us these free horror stamp things for a limited drink that we ordered. The tea was delicious, and I also thought that these stamps were so cute. I mentioned earlier that we had gone to a restaurant for our anniversary and we had gone to Urban Hill. They made our night feel super special, so if you are curious, I would highly recommend going to them. Our waiters were so nice and they just went the extra mile to make our night feel extra special, so greatly appreciate Urban Hill for that. I have these sticker sets that I think were also an Amazon purchase. I'm now realizing a lot of my crafting supplies came from Amazon, but I wanted to add these in the back as a background to lay these Polaroids over, and that is the final spread. Thanks for watching.